In today's gaming news, Goblins vs. Gnomes gets a release date, Black Desert Online is entering open beta, and the Elder Scrolls Online is still coming to consoles. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. This is Force here with your day's gaming news. First up today, the first official expansion for Hearthstone, Goblins vs. Gnomes, now has a release date. The expansion pack will be launching on Monday, December 8th and adds over 120 new cards, which can be crafted, won in the arena, or purchased as packs. These new cards include crazy randomization with things like Bomb Lobber, the Recombobulator, and Dunmal Shaman. So I said this is the first official expansion pack, and that's because the last time we got new cards, it was only a handful and was actually considered an adventure edition, not an expansion. But this is 120, over 120 brand new cards with some crazy randomization, some new mechanics, and just a lot of fun and interesting looking things. This is sort of going to reinvigorate my love for Hearthstone. I always enjoy it and continue to play it at least a little bit every week. As is evidenced here on the channel, I'll put up a video or two every week. But, you know, I'm not as into it as I was for those first 6 months. But 120 new cards is really going to completely change things up. It's going to swap up the metagame a ton. And that's really exciting because that means more new, interesting decks to take a look at. And I guess some more deck spotlights finally will be coming back to the channel. Next up in news, Black Desert Online will be entering open beta very soon. This is a Korean sandbox MMO with action combat. Now the Korean version of the open beta will be starting on December 17th, and a Russian as well as North American and European versions are planned to get into the beta at some point next year. So here in the US or in Europe, we're not going to be able to play sort of like an English version of the game, but it will be happening eventually. And if you can hook yourself up to the Korean server somehow, I know people use things like are VPNs a thing? I don't know much about that stuff, but I know that people are able to play on the Korean servers if you are interested. So for me, this is just another world to explore, another MMO to jump into, even if it's only for a few weeks or a couple of months. I mean, ArcAge is another example of a Korean sandbox MMO that I played within the past year, and I actually really enjoyed it. I played it pretty extensively for a few months. Now, I know for some people, they say, well, if you don't play an MMO for years, you basically didn't play it at all, but I don't really have that mentality. I can play these games and enjoy them for a short amount of time and then move on. And that's probably what I'll do with Black Desert Online. The game looks beautiful and the action combat looks pretty intense as well. So I'll be keeping you guys up to date as we get more information on this. And while we're on the topic of MMOs, let's bring up one that I covered quite a bit in the past, and that is the Elder Scrolls Online. Well, the game is still planned to come to consoles. It was originally supposed to be happening this year. It'll be happening at some point next year. We just don't know exactly when. So while there is no official launch date, it is still planned to come out next year, and the primary thing holding them back is the addition of the Justice and Champion systems. The Justice system will allow players to steal or kill from innocent NPCs and then get a bounty on their head that other players can hunt them down for, and the Champion system is just supposed to be an additional mode of post-level cap character progression. So I bring this up because I did enjoy the Elder Scrolls Online. It wasn't the perfect game. It had its flaws, the biggest of which to me was the combat system. It just, even though they made some tweaks and tunes, it still felt a little floaty. It wasn't the crispest and snappiest combat that I would have enjoyed. That combination between tap targeting and action combat, I don't think it came out too well, but I really enjoyed some of the scenery. I think the game did a great job of storytelling. Whether or not you like the stories that were being told is another matter, but I enjoyed sort of that immersive RPG experience in the Elder Scrolls universe. And I'm bringing this up because when the game launches on consoles, I might possibly revisit it. It's really going to come down to the fact of whether or not my friends would also be interested in joining me in that venture. But to go back to the game, to see the new additions, and to play it in, I guess, more of a relaxed atmosphere on a controller sitting on the couch. It's a different experience to MMO gaming on the PC, which I've done quite a bit of. And it's something that I don't think the consoles have really had enough of in the past. So to see another game going to the consoles within that realm of MMOs, that's something that I'm interested in at least experiencing, even if you know, again, same thing with Black Desert Online. Even if it's just for like a couple more weeks, I am interested in seeing what that console experience for ESO is like. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of the show. As always, thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to comment in the comment section below about any of the topics discussed here today. Do you plan to go back to Hearthstone to check out Goblins vs. Gnomes? Are you going to be purchasing a bunch of packs? Black Desert Online, what do you think about this Korean sandbox action-y MMORPG? Will you check out the Korean, Russian, or English versions of the game? And then when ESO comes to consoles, are you going to give it a look? Let me know, guys. Thanks again for watching. Have a good afternoon. I will see you tomorrow. Once again, this has been Force, and you have just been force-fed. You? I got a little... Sometimes my voice goes... It's like all over the place. Am I still going through puberty? What is the problem? I don't know. You figure someone who talks this much would have better control over their voice, but apparently I don't even...